In this episode, I'm bringing you 10 inspirational Australian female motorcycle riders. I want to encourage more of the next generation of female motorcycle riders to come up through the ranks, and by sharing the stories and the experience of these more experienced female riders, it can only help dispel some of the myths about motorcycling being all for the blokes. G'day throttlers, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Rob. I'm essentially an enthusiast that likes to share my stories, my experiences and my thoughts about anything to do with a throttle, cars, motorcycles, boats, whatever it might be. Today was inspired by a friend of mine, Big Steph. Now, Big Steph has got a relatively new podcast called Bikes, Burgers and Beers. I highly recommend that you head over to Spotify or any of the podcasting platforms and download Burgers, Bikes and Beers by Big Steph. And in particular, his first series is all about women on wheels. There's a whole range of very, very fascinating ladies and their motorcycle experience as well. So over the last few years, I've been lucky enough to meet a bunch of very, very cool female motorcycle riders that are really leading the way for those to follow and doing amazing things, and that's what this video is all about. I wanted to share a couple of these ladies. I wanted to share little bits of their stories, and essentially I would love to be riding with these ladies, sitting down and having a coffee and chatting face to face. However, we're still in lockdown here in Sydney, so what I thought this video would be an introduction of these ladies. You can go over, follow them, support them, and after lockdown is over, I want to spend some time with these girls and have a chat to them and bring their full stories to you. Now stick around right to the end, because there's a very special mention of an Aussie lady that's no longer in Australia, but she definitely deserves a mention in this group of inspiring women. Okay, in no particular order at all, let's step into this list of 10. Now, first lady that I want to share with you guys, if you followed me for long enough, you already know her. And if you're part of the Sydney motorcycle scene, you already know her as well. Her name is Keeble. And online, she's known as the Aussie and the Indian, or the barbering biker. Now, I interviewed Chris, maybe 2-3 years ago. So up in the screen here, I will put a link to my original interview with Chris and the walk around on her magnificent Indian motorcycle. Also, Chris is in the Burgers, Bikes and Beers podcast, so you can also hear more about her escapades in the podcast as well, so make sure you remember to check that out. Now, Chris's background is in the entertainment industry. She used to write rockumentaries, stories about rock artists from birth to death, and put music to it, put it on stage to tell the story. Obviously, during COVID, that industry has completely fallen apart. So one of Chris's catchphrases is adventure before dementia. And I think that's fascinating. Chris is such a unique woman, and she gets out on this magnificent leather-clad Indian motorcycle and she rides all over the country. Nothing holds her back. Rough roads, whatever it might be. So being that COVID's pretty much destroyed her business, she's had to pivot like so many other businesses and business owners around the world and in Australia. And her original trade when she was much younger was being a barber and a hairdresser. So now she's become the barbering biker. So she'll go into a country town and she'll do makeovers, cut hair, make people look beautiful, shave beards off fellas, and she's doing amazing things. Now, number 2 is Fabian Phillips. Now, Fabian has set up a business called Girl Talk CC. Now, Girl Talk is a business that primary goal is to educate and teach women how to ride safely, get them through their initial learner's tests. Not only does she do that and make sure that they've learnt all the right techniques and they're going to be riding safe on the road in the future, but she also assists by advising them on what motorcycle gear to get, what's the best safety gear, what's the best styled gear for women in particular, and more importantly, what should be their first motorcycle. Like, a lot of people go to a dealer and get told the first motorcycle should be the expensive one rather than the one that's absolutely right for them. So Fabienne and her Girl Talk business will make sure that she puts you in touch with the right dealers, and also make sure that you're getting the right bike for your first bike, something that's safe enough, something that you can grow in, something that's suitable for your body shape, size, or the style of riding you're going to do. So I can't speak highly enough of Fabienne. Now, I haven't met Fabienne personally yet. We chat each other online and I've followed her for some time, but I think she's an amazing lady, very, very inspiring, and definitely well worth a follow. And if you're a learner rider and you want to learn how to do everything right and you want to be taught by someone who really cares, check out Girl Talk CC. Okay, so the next three ladies are Kawasaki ladies. So the first one of the Kawasaki group is Laura from Vulcan Ninja 650. Now, everything will be on the bottom of the screen, but also the links will be in the description. So make sure you check them out, follow these people, give them support. Now, I discovered Laura when I was doing loads of Kawasaki motorcycle reviews with Penrith Kawasaki. And I just find she's really inspirational to women because she gets out there, she's riding often. She's got two different styles. She's got the cruiser style and the sports bike style. And she gets out there with groups of people. She rides hard, she rides well, and definitely a great Instagram account to follow. So the next Kawasaki girl is Vulcan S chick. Now this is Stacey. She's up in Queensland, and again she's got the Vulcan S 650, which is a great little sports cruiser from Kawasaki. And what I love about Stacey is she's a moto vlogger, so she does kind of what we do as well. She gets out on the motorcycle, talks about bikes, she does product installs. She's just installed a very cool hog light to the headlight on her Vulcan S, but she also does moto camping. And I love watching anyone camp. I think it's just a fascinating genre. So if you're into moto camping, you need to follow Vulcan S chick, give them support. She goes out camping, sets up tent. The bikes are always there. Very exciting and inspirational Kawasaki rider. And the last Kawasaki lady that we're talking about tonight is a bit of a favorite of mine. She's a mate. Her name is Way Pride. Now Way Pride is also in Queensland, and she has a Ninja 1000 called Perry, and Perry's got his own personality. But Way Pride is so special to me for a number of reasons. Her mission is to try and make everyone, as many people as possible, smile and brighten their day. And the way the world is right now, I tell you what, we all need a bit of brightening and a bit of smile making. So I highly encourage you heading over to Way Pride, follow her Instagram account, follow her TikTok. She does these awesome happy dance videos. She wears a helmet and has dances in most amazing locations to cool music. And I challenge you not to smile and enjoy Way Pride's videos, because I promise you, you'll enjoy it and you'll have fun. Okay, so if you've followed me for long enough, you know that I support DGR, Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. And the last DGR, I didn't have an appropriate bike, so I drove my ute and my motorcycle trailer, and I offered support for the Wollongong DGR event. And on this event, I met a lady called Mel, and literally I only met her because she had a backpack that she wanted stored somewhere, and I stored it in the car, and that's how we met. She's such an inspiring woman. She's a mum, she's a wife, she's a business owner, and she's a motorcycle enthusiast as well. So she rides a Ducati Scrambler, her husband rides as well. They live on acreage, and definitely well worth following and supporting Mel as well. Now I also asked these ladies about the female motorcycle groups that they support or that have supported them over the time. And for Melly, she rides her own and also East Coast female riders. Okay, so now we're moving into the big bikes. GS Madi. GS Madi rides a GS BMW 1250. Now that's a really, really big bike. Now the reason why I find Madi so inspiring is that she bought this GS 1250 from our friends at City Coast Motorcycles down in Wollongong. Now I don't know too many details, but I know she had an accident with it and the bike was written off. And anytime anyone has a motorcycle accident, not only are you devastated that your bike's written off, but there's a whole mental aspect to throwing your leg over another bike and starting again. And Madi got another one. She got another GS 1250 BMW. She's riding again. She's overcoming that fear of the accident she has, and that's why I find Madi inspirational. Now, as you can see by Madi's photos, she's had a variety of bikes over the years. And by the looks of those photos on the sports bikes with her knees touching down, she is a very accomplished rider as well. So Madi's female riding group that she supports is She Rides Her Own as well. Now the next lady that I'm going to talk about is someone that I've only met in previous months. Now her name is Rochelle. Her Instagram account is Stevio117, but Rochelle is the better half of the duo Harley Throttle Juice on Instagram and YouTube. Now they're moto vloggers. And Rochelle, obviously I discovered Rochelle because she rides a Harley-Davidson Street Glide, but she's got the CVO version, the top of the range. It's immaculate. And Roger, her other half, he's got a Street Glide Special like I have. So obviously we hit off really well. Now Rochelle has been riding for 12 years and she's ridden a range of different bikes. She's worked for Harley dealers. Now having watched a number of the videos on the Harley Throttle Juice channel, I must say, Rochelle's got the skills, Rog. Mate, I know that you try and keep up, but I know that she'd be gone. And I'm such a conservative rider, so I can't say anything as well, but I love watching people ride hard and ride well. So Rochelle likes to support a group called Girls Ride Out as a support group, and they just assist like-minded female riders to meet and ride to awesome destinations and raise money as well. Okay, next one, Santina. Santina is the co-owner of Royal Enfield Sydney, Eagle Rider Sydney, Revelry Racing. Now, I've known Santina for a number of years. I first met her face to face when I hired a Royal Enfield off her for a DGR, a Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, quite a few years ago. And since then, we've been in touch a lot. I owned a Royal Enfield for a while and they did some work on it as well. Now, Santina is inspirational for a number of reasons. Obviously, she's an experienced rider. She's been in the industry for such a long time, but she's built a bike called Double Tap. Now, it's a Royal Enfield GT 650. It's been converted to an 865, I think, but it's a drag bike and it's the fastest amateur Royal Enfield in Australia over the quarter mile. I think that's how it works, but either way, it's fast. And she's also started a drag racing school where she'll teach people how to drag race their own bikes, and you don't have to have a Royal Enfield, you can have any bike you like, and she'll teach you how to race it. And so maybe one day the Harley will go out there. It's not something that I desire that much, but I wouldn't mind running it down to the quarter mile once or twice at least, just to see how it feels. So Santina's female motorcycle group that she likes to support is called Build, Train, Race. Okay, we're coming into the 10th inspirational Australian female motorcycle rider. However, stick around because there is a bonus one, remember? That one that's gone overseas. So stick around and we'll talk about her after this one. So, at the Australian Motorcycle Festival a few years ago in Wollongong, I met a lady called Michelle. Now, Michelle is the owner of a company called Fonz Moto. And why Michelle is so inspiring is because she builds electric motorcycles here in Australia. Some of them are built overseas, but a lot of them are built here in Australia as well. So Fonz Moto has a range that starts as an electric scooter, something a bit style of a Vespa, you might say. And the range increases up to a bike called the NKD. I think it might stand for naked, but NKD, and it's this wicked looking electric bike. It's still the size of a scooter. It's not a full-size bike, but it's quick, it's nimble, and it would have to be one of the greatest urban electric motorcycles on the market. Now, I haven't ridden any of her bikes yet, but we've been chatting, and after lockdown, hopefully I can get my hands on some and bring them to you because I think they're bloody exciting. So Michelle from Fonz Moto, she is highly inspirational and she is industry leading when it comes to the electric motorcycle industry here in Australia. Now, I did a very brief interview with her at the Motorcycle Festival a few years, so I'll link that just up here if you want to go and check that out. Click on that link and you'll see Michelle and her brief chat about the bikes. Now also the group that Michelle likes to support is Girl Talk CC. That's Fabienne's group that we've already talked about, so that's really cool to know that all these girls are supporting each other as well. Okay, we've finally made it to the end. For those of you who are still here, thank you so much. I hope you've been inspired by all of these women. Bonus round. Now, there's a lady called Relle. Now, Relle is one half of the Two Kiwi Riders moto vlogging YouTube channel. So Relle and Bruce, they live in New Zealand, and all of their moto vlogs and videos are based around New Zealand riding. So I had to have Relle as the bonus round here on this particular video. Now again, Two Kiwi Riders, it's an amazing YouTube channel. I highly recommend you go and check them out. They do lots of installs on the Harleys. They both ride Harleys, but they're heavily involved now with a motorcycle club called Tribal Nations. And Relle's support group that she wanted to mention was the Tribal Nations Motorcycle Club. She had the honor of being the first full set woman rider in her region in Otago, New Zealand. So the first woman to have a full set of patches on her vest, part of Tribal Nations. Bloody amazing, good on you, Relle. And she's also the first female on their executive team in their region as well. So the club is a very supportive club. Now, it's not a 1% club. A lot of the MCs here in Australia are outlaws apparently. In New Zealand, they're not. They're a charity club, they're a social club, and they do a lot of things for the community as well. So again, Tribal Nations has a great Instagram account if you'd like to follow them, but definitely follow Two Kiwi Riders and give Relle and Bruce support over there too. Well, there you go, folks. That's it for this video. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching to the end. I hope you've enjoyed it. These 11 inspirational Australian female motorcycle riders, I had to share them with you. Hopefully I'll bring full interviews with these ladies in the future once lockdown's over. Please get over and support them on all of their channels: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you find them, give them support. Tell them I sent you across, and until the next video, team, throttle on, stay safe,